How's it going, Martians? Welcome back to the report. In this one, we're going over two articles. The first from NewsBTC titled XRP is eyeing a 175% bullish rebound. This coming from a top analyst. The second article, perhaps of more interest to the fundamentalists out there, is an article from the block crypto titled Ripple Execs Build a Platform for Artists to Sell Music for XRP and keep 100% of the revenue. Pretty awesome decentralized music platform for all the starving artists out there. So we'll read over that. But first, let's start with the NewsBTC article. And as always, before we begin, just a reminder to everybody that's new to the channel, if you're looking for regular XRP related content to keep up to date on everything new surrounding the XRP ecosystem, be sure to hit that subscribe and ring that bell so you can be notified of all my newest videos. And do me a great favor by hitting that like, as it helps with the YouTube algorithms. So with that said, let's jump into this article from Yashu Gala. So, Ripple's controversial native token XRP closed 2019 at a substantial loss. But according to a prominent analyst, the crypto market is ready to break the bearish jinx in 2020. Crypto Michael, a popular cryptocurrency analyst on Twitter, spoke about this on Wednesday, saying that the XRP to dollar exchange could undergo a massive trend reversal this year. The top crypto trader predicts a 175% rebound for the pair after taking cues from its historic trading data as shown in the chart below. So let me just load this up here and we'll have a look at what he's showing here. So he's obviously going based upon our previous resistance trend, but for that to occur, for us to see that 175% gain, we have to break above 25 cents, 25.4 cents as he has graphed out here. So 175% is definitely a feasible move for XRP due to the lack of resistance above 25 cents. But again, we have to break that range first on our rebound back up. Now the rebound back to 25 cents is highly likely, and that would constitute a nearly 25% increase in price from our current range. So even just to go to our closest overhead resistance point would be 25% gain for anything anybody's bought at this dollar range. So regardless of whether we see essentially a 3x, nearly a 3x in price going up to just under 50 cents, or a increase of 25% to 25 cents, that's some great gains for any entries that anybody has made in this range. So regardless of whether this analyst is right or not, I think that it's a very, not financial advice obviously, but I think it's obviously a great time to be scooping up this dip in XRP, as nobody's had the opportunity to buy XRP at this price range since before the 2018 bull run. So it's the best time to be buying. Now, if the price dips lower, then, it's an even better time, is essentially how that your logic should be, especially if you are somebody who follows the fundamentals and are not worried about the day-to-day price action. As long as you have done your research and see what is coming for this ecosystem, then, make your own financial decisions. But my opinion, as somebody invested in the ecosystem, obviously, is that XRP is a solid buy right now. Now, back to Crypto Michael's point, not to be confused with Crypto Mike, I don't believe. No, he doesn't link to the Twitter for the individual. I don't think that this is Crypto Mike, to the YouTuber, but a different Crypto Michael. At any rate, he pitted XRP's current price against price action against a similar bout of trading seen between Q4 2015 and Q4 2016. So this little red box down here, hopefully my banner's not blocking it. It shouldn't be, but you can see here at the bottom, there's a very similar move that occurred back in 2016, at the end of 2015, just into 2016. And after that, the market went flat essentially for a full year. And then in 2017, that's when the the real gains came in. So we'll see how the chart plays out, see if it plays into that. If it does, that will spell a very bullish sentiment for the coming year in XRP, because that we won't just expect 175% gain, but we'll expect consolidation followed by something truly marvelous. Okay, so directly quoting Michael, "Massive downtrend is ready to be broken down," he tweeted. "This could give a target for XRP of 48 cents, a potential rise of 175% from here." So XRP stuck in a bout of sideways trading. Before the big breakout, Crypto Michael expected XRP to trend sideways in a range defined by 16.6 cents as supported and 25.4% as resistance. The flat move appeared to be reminiscent of XRP's 2015 to 2016 price action, wherein it trended similarly in a strict area defined by 0.4 cents supported by 0.5% or 0.5 cent resistance. So the sideways momentum lasted for less than 6 months before XRP broke out to the upside and established a new high of 0.9 cents, which was a 125% gain at that time. So yes, this is not Crypto Mike, this is a different Crypto Michael. So follow Crypto Mitch NL over on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with his perspective on what we're going to see. But yeah, here's his direct tweet that they're quoting from. So in the current scenario, a breakdown above the 24.5 cent resistance could pave a clear price rally towards 48%, according to Crypto Michael. The bullish target coincides with one of the falling trendline resistances formed during the ongoing XRP downtrend. So weak fundamentals may hamper any rally. The bullish prediction comes at a time when Ripple Labs is battling a massive bout of FUD. The San Francisco-based company, which allows clients to use XRP as a settlement token for cross-border transfers, sold $1.2 billion worth of XRP in 2019. The move did not sit well with the Ripple investors, many of whom interpreted the massive token selling as efforts to bring the XRP rates down. What further worsened the matter was XRP's underperformance in 2019 against the US dollar, as well as the benchmark cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Now, what everybody needs to keep in mind about what we're reading at this point is pure conjecture based upon price and the fact that Ripple sold $1.2 billion worth of XRP when there was let's put this in the context. There were more days in 2019 than not that XRP's daily market volume was greater, its daily market volume was greater than the amount of XRP Ripple sold, right? So that is like an absurd statement to imply that because Ripple sold 1.2 billion worth of XRP, that the price that actually had an impact on the price when there was somewhere in the range of $300 to $400 billion worth of volume that occurred from outside of just their 1.2 that they played with, right? So absolutely absurd. And then obviously News BTC, as the name of the website implies, is a Bitcoin maxi site. We actually know this. It's the same with the blocks. I'm actually interested to read over the block article for you, and we'll see what kind of FUD they throw into that. But the FUD that comes out typically comes from news journalistic sites such as Bitcoin maxi sites like News BTC. Anybody that follows real fundamentals, outside of, as far as like where that $1.2 billion actually went to, aka to financial institutions who are testing XRP. Most of that XRP that Ripple sold, they did not sell into circulation. So just absolute absurdity. At any rate, to get back into this, just wanted to make that clear to anybody who's new to this ecosystem, so that you know where we're getting our news from and why there is this slant. right? Despite the talks of this potential upside. Moreover, Ripple Labs entered major partnership with some of the world's biggest banks, bought stakes in remittance platform MoneyGram, and raised an additional $200 million in the latest funding. But none of the advancements guaranteed growth for XRP and its long-term holder base. It doesn't guarantee it, but those are strong fundamental indicators. Those are bullish fundamental indicators. This is why you can't just read headers and headlines for articles. You actually have to dig into them, because oftentimes there'll be truths laced into it, but they'll still try to paint them, obviously as they do here, in a negative light, right? This is something that if you're new to the XRP community, get used to this. This is what we have to deal with on a daily basis from this crypto community that absolutely hates the banking industry, which I'm no fan of myself, but I'm not such a fool as to believe that the banks are going to allow for the masses to gain control of the monetary system by not capitalizing on a firm, aka Ripple, who is developing a digital asset, aka XRP, that is competing with the digital asset Bitcoin that would give the power to the masses and strip away all their power, financially speaking. This is not something that they would do, okay? I mean, it's highly unlikely. Unless there is a black swan event that causes the total collapse of the financial institutions of the world, it's not happening that way. XRP is going to be the long-term success here, and the moves that we've seen from the largest banks in the world towards adopting Ripple's technology, towards adopting XRP, is indicative that that is exactly what's actually going to unfold. So, in a quote from Peter Todd, XRP, like almost all ICO coins, doesn't need to exist and gives you no real rights to anything. Its purpose is to make Ripple money by selling it to suckers. Peter Todd is a cryptographic consultant and obviously a Bitcoin maxi, and is he claims that he's actually done his due diligence work for clients on Ripple technology, and the people I talked to were reasonable enough, and the tech potentially had value as a backend to some centralized banking system. None of those cases were actually going to use XRP, but MoneyGram is using XRP right now, as I speak into this video, and they have been for months and have moved over $100 million through the network to date. And that's only increasing every day. You can go look at Bitso and look at their increasing volume that hits new all-time high between the Mexican peso and XRP almost daily, at least weekly, because they're ramping up the liquidity, because traders like Peter Todd have Down syndrome or some kind of mental deficit that makes them incapable of understanding that the price of XRP is being suppressed by individuals like them and Bitcoin maxis, not the financial institutions. The financial institutions are actually trying to revitalize this ecosystem and actually taking complete control of it, which is actually bad for the common man who would actually like to combat the banking system. So individuals like this are completely delusional about how power moves, how power is handed to those nearest it. It is not handed to the person 500 yards down the road screaming with a pitchfork. No, it's handed to their cousin next door to them who the public kind of like. That's how power transitions. Look at the French Revolution. Look at the American Revolution. Look at any, quote, revolution that's occurred in the history. Power doesn't go to the poor man. It goes to another wealthy man who's a little more well appreciated by the masses because he says something popular that the masses like. This is how the world works. Wake up, Peter Todd. I don't know what this guy's smoking, but apparently it's some good stuff. I'd like it. I'd like to know what kind of world he lives in, the kind of world that these BTC maxis live in, that governments and financial institutions are actually going to relinquish control of all the money in the world, because you and I as individuals, average Joes, so to speak, we do not control even 1% of the world's money. Okay, we don't control 1% of the world's liquidity. It's controlled by the institutions that Ripple is trying to get onboarded into XRP and are successfully doing so. Over 24 financial institutions are now utilizing XRP. Yet Peter Todd says that none of these cases were actually going to use XRP. No, that's exactly what they're doing, Peter Todd. So you obviously have not done your due diligence, and you're just spreading FUD based on nothing. At any rate, we've gotten a little too long on this one, so I want to jump into the fundamental article from the block. Let's see what kind of negative FUD we get out of this one. A negative slant on a platform that is like super amazing for musicians, right? So, quick take. Ripple Director of Product Craig DeWitt has built a platform called X Songs. Why didn't he just call it songs with an X, like spring? Oh, come on, man. Oh, well, X Songs, it works. Okay, so I'm just teasing. The platform allows artists to sell their music in XRP and keep 100% of the revenue. DeWitt told The Block that he is personally funding the project and is currently not interested in monetizing it. Craig DeWitt, Director of Product at Ripple, has been working on a personal project for a couple of months now. His mission is to connect digital content creators, such as musicians, directly with consumers to help cut costs. When you cut out the middlemen, you get lower prices, more revenue for the artists, and more art, DeWitt told The Block. To that end, he has built a blockchain-based platform called X Songs, where artists can upload and sell their music directly to users for XRP. When an artist uploads music to the platform, X Songs runs a series of checks, including copyrights. The platform has gone live today in beta form, which means users can buy songs in XRP. They can pay either via the Payburner wallet or any other wallet. Payburner is a non-custodial crypto wallet, also developed by DeWitt on top of the XRP ledger. We've built a wallet experience designed to allow artists to accept payments from anywhere in the world and for buyers to have that one-click experience anywhere on the web, DeWitt told The Block. DeWitt further said that he got inspiration from Bandcamp for developing the X Songs platform. Bandcamp is an online music company that allows artists to share and earn money for their music. They've done an amazing thing, and they clearly care about their indie artists who would probably never be able to monetize without their platform, he said, adding, while Bandcamp charges 15% plus a 6% processing fee for a total of 21%, X Songs is a direct-to-artist model, which means the platform fees and processing fees will always be 0%. Despite those fees, fans have paid artists $445 million using Bandcamp and $8.9 million in the past 30 days, according to its website. So monetization plans? When asked about monetization plans for X Song, DeWitt said he is currently not interested in doing so. I'm personally covering the costs. I think when you build something that people love, then monetization stuff will take care of itself in time. DeWitt said he has personally funded about 500 Payburner accounts, i.e. 10,000 XRPs currently worth about $1,970. When you initially fund an account on XRPL, the ledger reserves 20 XRP. Previously available in closed beta form, X Songs had around 100 artists and about 500 songs on the platform, said DeWitt. Looking ahead, he hopes to have at least 1,000 artists on the platform and 10,000 songs by H2, I think that means H2 of 2020. So DeWitt is currently working with Chris Opler, a software engineer at Ripple, on the X Songs project. The duo has also got a hackathon team that is starting to work on the project in their free time, said DeWitt. Once we have a following and are seeing some real scale, we'll start adding the same kind of artist-centric marketing and content that Bandcamp offers today, DeWitt told The Block. He added that the music is just the beginning. Anything digital, such as ebooks, art, etc., will eventually be sold directly from creators to users. With a peer-to-peer music marketplace scaling on its own, imagine all the other digital content that could be sold in a similar fashion. This is a fantastic idea, and just one more example of why the people over at Ripple Craig, Chris, David Schwartz, every Ripple has an all-star team, and they're all developing these. Many of them have begun developing these side projects and just amazing concepts around the ledger. Whereas what's happening with most other ecosystems? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like everybody in Bitcoin space has been waiting. I was going to say we, but I'm not in Bitcoin anymore. But everybody in Bitcoin space has been waiting for Lightning to actually be, efficient and actually be able to go live. And guess what? 2 years, almost 3 years now since Lightning was announced. We were told that it was supposed to come out like a year after its announcement, and we're almost 3 years later, and it's still not in a functioning state. It's still prototyped. Well, I mean, I like these fundamentals. I don't like the fundamentals of Bitcoin. Sure, Bitcoin has some nice technicals as far as its price over the last year, but that just means that a lot of the gains have already been seen in Bitcoin and not seen in XRP when you look at its fundamentals. That's my opinion. Obviously, again, not financial advice, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, once again, if you did and you've made it this far, don't forget to hit that like and leave me a comment in the description below, in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the news that I've covered today. And let me know your thoughts on my perspectives. Do you think I'm spot on? Do you think I'm off? Just give me your comments, your feedback, whatever it is. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one on Mars.